one of those little things, those little nut things that the little Miss Lady showed us. Because my fingers are starting to hurt. Stores got caught overcharging on food. It's worse. Okay. Guys, money isn't real. Forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. Yeah. Okay. What does that mean? You don't have to watch Demolition Man anymore or Looney Tunes Classic Bugs versus Yosemite Sam. Oh, or Andy Kaufman, My Breakfast with Basil. Right. You don't have to watch any of this shit anymore. Okay, let's go back and watch people do fucked up shit with bad brain chemical activity because we were denying the Lord's Prayer. Let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy Blazing Saddles. Let's enjoy the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Let's enjoy Dark Shadows. Let's enjoy Stephen Wright Special. Let's enjoy flopped 70s restaurants that failed. Let's enjoy Deep South Poor California. Let's enjoy Dumb Answers on Family Feud. Let's enjoy The Diner Party. Let's enjoy I Missed It, Hidden Secrets on the Decades of the Movies. Let's see Star Trek, Crash the Numero, their salary, their net worth. Let's enjoy all this stuff. Only in the 70s. Let's enjoy how horrible things happened with Kevin from the Wonder Years on the wedding. Why Aunt Viv and Darren, the first Darren, what was their name again? What was Darren's? What was Elizabeth's? I can't remember. Not Elizabeth Montgomery. What was her name again? Samantha. I forgot what their last name was. How they've changed from Spaceballs. Okay, nobody noticed that the microphone was in the thing on the Partridge Family there. Then and now, Boy Meets World. Then and now. Okay. We can just be ourselves and enjoy ourselves being ourselves instead of people being secretly gay. Major Healy. Hal Landon was gay? That's wild. Are you sure? No, I'm not, but they say that. It's a video. It's just to attract attention for money. Froze to death. Yeah, they have all that stuff. And half the time they'll have a picture to draw you in, and the picture that drew you in isn't even on the video. That's just mean. And then you go back and watch their videos again. It's like, why? Banned historical pictures. You do know that's photoshopped. That ain't real. Okay, never mind. But you're like looking at it going, these people are crazy. They're crazy. Okay. But it's listening to people talk is depressing. I see why we have so much mental health things. Okay. Well, we have technology, and technology collects and accesses and collects and goes through information. Last night I didn't make the video last night with there was this man called David Rockefeller, right? David Rockefeller had the most extensive surveillance espionage network in the entire world. He worked with it's horrible. And it's like, well, someone like you doesn't have, like they told me all the time in Sierra Vista too. You're too naive. You don't have what it takes to protect innocent people from perverts. As well, the first person that you protect innocent people from a pervert is you, right? The more perverse you are, the less capable you are of protecting other people from perverts, right? So if you have good moral values, understand eternity, understand the laws required for eternity, you're not going to do things that put them at jeopardy because you're a selfish pervert who wants what you want and you'll do anything to get it, right? So that's why I know, David Rockefeller or John Dewey. No, I'm the Grace's Good Shepherd for a reason. And it's not the Rockefeller Foundation and their family for a reason. It makes sense. It's not Benjamin Netanyahu. That makes sense. It's not Chloe Leo. That makes sense. Okay. The sanctity of the confessional. Serious fuckingly? If God's omniscient and omnipotent, why do I have to go to a bank that pretends to be like Jesus to confess what I did wrong to them so they can keep making money off the masses? You didn't think that one too good, did you there, Machiavelli? Okay, you prince. And so, when you explain things to people, it's like, yeah, okay. Maybe Jeff Hinton was saying that it has access to great works of literature like Machiavelli for me to totally obliterate. Well, I thought I already did obliterate Machiavelli by then, but maybe he didn't notice. I don't. Maybe he doesn't know who I am. Maybe he doesn't. What's the jawbone of an ass? I don't know. He's still talking for money. There you go. Okay. So, but Earl is um. They had to watch the little thing on the Wonder Years, and the little girl who plays Winnie Cooper is God. That was longer than I thought it was ago. She's only 8 years younger than me. And I was watched her on TV when she was a kid, and you feel like, oh my gosh, you're so much older than they are, right? And so she was like it said she was played it from like 13 to 18, was it? That she was on there. She was 13 to 18, right? Which means when she was 13, oh, that makes sense. Well, I feel like, okay, yeah, because she was 13 and I was 21. Okay. So I was like, okay, oh, I see where this is going. Okay. Okay, Tinker Air Force Base. You fucking assholes. Okay. And so yeah, but Wonder Years. So I guess I was getting ready to go in the military. Well, I was having a sexual relationship with no, I wasn't. Yeah, with Raquel. Okay. Who was 16 told me she was 17. That's right. That was a precarious position to be in. That's hard. Her mother was a decent person, and didn't go after me and try to incarcerate me. She was, but Raquel. It's because Raquel was a good kid and she was strong and said no, it wasn't his fault. I I initiated the relationship and managed the information of the relationship. She confessed. She's a good kid. She just couldn't get away from her tribalism. She still can't. We've talked to her today, and she's still the same way, and she can't admit it. And I'm like, okay, so yeah. The hard part is, what if our son was plugged into a supercomputer at Fort Huachuca and was able to go through all the information of the most surveyed man in the history of the world, and was able to assess the information and assess our conversations and see which parent understood omniscience and if truthful living is the only way to deliver ourselves from lie, and the other parent who was a more she graduated when she was 16. I graduated when I was 19, barely. Yeah. And yeah, so she and her kids got into college and went to college and got their degrees, and yeah. And so when you look at it, this is the smart, successful. This is the one closer to Wolowitz and Kutherpali and Sheldon and I'm considered like Penny. Right? Oh God, no! I drove Wolowitz in the minute. Crazy. They get so mad. I'm better than Good Will Hunting. I don't have the ego problems that Matt Damon and Ben Affleck have. Yeah, I'm way more intelligent than them. Well, I don't have ego problems. When you don't have ego problems, intelligence is like it says in, that book called the Bible, the Proverbs, it says wisdom comes from the wise, like a babbling brook, like fresh, clean water that we need, because if we don't have fresh, clean water and the pole's working properly, the planet doesn't work properly, and then the whole solar system goes out of whack, and the sun doesn't like that. So bring in a big rock to restore balance to this planet, and so you're like, wow, is that tangible? I don't know. You tell me. You're this smart people. I'm just a stupid person stealing all your greatness through your scientific study and research and discovery channel on the National Geographic there. And so, but it's when you're a eternal faithful person, you're a source of better, eternal, relative information, even without even having to observe, question, form a hypothesis, test, drop the weapon, use it. Okay. We need more money in Arkansas. Hey, it's Mom Pa Cato. Okay. So do you understand? You don't need money to live in Arkansas or Arkansas. They're either. Okay, do you understand? Or Kansas. That's true. Carry on our wayward. So there'll be peace when you are done. Let your weary hit the rest. Don't you cry no more. No. Carry on. You will always remember. Carry on. Nothing equals the splendor. Now your life's no longer empty. Surely heaven waits for you. Right? That's what I sent to Patrick when his mom calls. He's listening to devil music. What groups are you listening to, Patrick? Disturbed, Rammstein, and Slipknot. Okay. Let me listen to them. Okay. Boy, they're more pissed off than they were when I was a kid. Kansas wasn't real pissed off. No, they weren't. I liked Kansas. So my car friends got me into Kansas. And then I said, well, hey, listen to these guys. You'd like Carry On, Our Wayward Son. You also like some Zeppelin. You'd also like Hendrix. And I didn't have those and play those for you when you were a kid, but you will like them. And she sits there and she goes, Earl. Because Steffi calls me up, Earl. What? When I told you to call me when I'm awake, not when I'm asleep. Remember that one, Patrick? No, she's mad. She goes, that's not what I wanted. I said, no, I just listened to it and understood it and then told them, here's stuff you might understand from our generation. That's what I give them. Kansas. Dust in the Wind. Carry On, Our Wayward Son. Stairway to Heaven. Mean Old Levy taught me to weep and long. You have Dermaker. I'm just kidding, They give him stuff that we used to listen to that, it was kind of like, maybe not quite as angry, but understood the same things. All Along the Watchtower, Bob Dylan. It's Jimi Hendrix, Bob Dylan wrote it. Okay, it's Hey Joe, right? And so, there must be some other way out of here, said the Joker to the thief. But when people are in the mass company of psychopaths and they think that it's never going to stop because they're all addicted to it, they think that the Messiah is inadequate and inferior to protect innocent children from perverts. Holy jihad, Batman. Here we go again. Lou Gehrig's disease. Here we go again. Putting on the Ritz with Taco. Here we go again. Park the cars, bars, and wars and restore the ecosystem. We weren't meant to, if you look at it scientifically, which we already knew through relative forms of faithful communications. Psalms, thank you. We weren't meant to go off marauding and killing and conquering because it puts everything we need to love one another in the eternal, faithful, holy covenants at risk. So you teach the Romans, come hither, Rometh. I can cut your head off and have sexes with all the females in your families to have better children than you ever could be for 100,000 years, you biggest, dickest, dumbass. Valley of the Dead and Valley of the Kings and Valley of the Dolls and Tower Builder, Wall Builder, Psychotic, Mind Bender, Dr. Doom from Dr. Van Doom of the Sky with the stretchy arms with the rock guy with the flame on, seriously? Oh, wow, it's true Dragpole in space. Okay, so, it's funny. What do you know for funny? And so, but no, why do we have to have money as a value system for competition and watch you guys all run around gyrating on stage in dresses, trying to look like women, but you got a twig and berries, which is totally blowing the whole movie. Yeah. You open it up, that's not Nancy Wilson. That's not Ella Fitzgerald. You may look like Ella Fitzgerald. You may look like a bride, but you'll never bring your family honor. You'll bring honor to us all. Holy covenants, Batman, right? Yeah. One of the nice things about Ella Fitzgerald, she's a woman and can have a baby that lives the Lord's Prayer and wants to live it eternally. Let's fall in love. Why don't we fall in love, right? All of me. Why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my lips, I want to lose them. Take my arms, I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. See why I like Ella so much? She knows exactly who she is, what she's doing, and why she's doing it. Okay? Now that's a woman. That's why the lady is a tramp. You can't help but be attracted. I am so attracted to her. And that's why I always say with Nancy Wilson, she knows exactly who she is. She knows exactly what she wants to do and how she wants to do it. And she wants somebody to do it with. Never let me go. Love me much too much. If you let me go, life would lose a touch. Now, I understand you're fucked in the head by the Wi-Fi like me, but now that I've fixed the hemisphere for you. Oh, stop driving cars real fast. Oh, shut up, John Cena. I'll kick the suicide out of your squad. Okay, you too, Will Smith. Put the gun away and the phone away. It's just a bunch of numbers. They're teaching your daughter to, If you can't work the pole, put Chris Rock's daughter on it and then slap him. If he talks about your wife looking like she's looking for V'ger, right? It's Christy Alley. It's funny. I came home. My wife was bald once too. What'd you do? It would have been nice to be, been forewarned. With her, it was a medical reason. Like people that go through cancer treatment. Okay. So making fun of her, he deserved to get slapped in the face. His ear, he needed to make his earring. That wasn't me pulling Law's bra. That was talking about, she's sick and her hair fell out from the treatment, and he gonna go make jokes about that. I'm gonna go slap the motherfucker silly. We return to ancient times. Ancient times, like Law was that. I mean, with Natalie, with the little trained cage fighters from the Fast and the Furious in the parking lot at Food City with all the idiots of the Dr. Mindbenders and Cobra, G.I. Joe from fucking Fort Huachuca. So in ancient times, I would have been able to, because I was talking quietly to them. I was being good. I didn't want them to know they were being aggressive, putting down the groceries, saying, hey, he sucker punched me putting down Kate's groceries while they were around my elbows. And then I had to stop because they had surveillance equipment with all the first responders in Cochise County watching, see what he's going to do. And I had to take the punch in the face, and they laughed. Pissed off child protector. And then they all watch it. The guys in the parking lot that punched me in the face laughed as they were walking back to the car. He must be on PCP, that crazy looking, biker looking dude. The guys at Fort Huachuca all shit their pants and went, fuck. So if you sucker goods, if you come up in a bare knuckle, not gloves, like Muhammad Ali getting his jaw broke, right? That guy came up, bam. Okay. Sucker punched me by I was putting down my little girl's groceries so they wouldn't damage the groceries so I could get them home to Kate. Okay? Muhammad Ali ain't never done nothing like that. Joe Frazier, George Foreman selling his grills ain't nothing done like that. Bruce Lee never done nothing like that. Okay? Bruce Lee never stood there protecting his daughter's groceries from aggressive, child molesting, scientific perverts at Fort Huachuca and took a punch right in the face, set it down and said, okay, I cannot break his knee in half and snap his cheekbone to teach everybody watching this in a science lab at Fort Huachuca a fucking lesson. I have to take it and walk home and have my daughter say how embarrassing that was. What was embarrassing was the fact that I didn't get to show them what Job and Jonah and David and Jesus do to Philistines that try to rape our daughters with money. Damn, Earl, you're gorgeous. Yeah, can you all do the math? I was explaining that to them right off the bat when they talked to me at Sierra Vista about mathematics. I said everything has mathematical computations and applications to it. When you step off the curb, you're doing math. When you talk to a woman about, would you like to go out on Saturday night? You're doing math. Okay. Some people are really good at doing math. Some people suck at it, right? That's why you have to submit to faith and infinite glory and understand eternity and what is required to understand and observe and obey what's necessary for an eternal life through holy covenants, right? That's mathematics, right? You get it? It's discussed in the Quran and the Bible. You have to be able to prove what you believe in. It has to be faith based on reality, and it can't be something made up to manipulate people to replace God with your ego. That's why I'm the Word became flesh and you're not. That's why you believe in the Rockefeller Foundation and their child molesting, murdering, raping money that you vote for every 2 to 4 years, and I do not. I thought Barack Obama was gonna, they led me to believe he was going to find a way to help step up and reveal me to the world instead of thank all the people Fort Huachuca that sexually assaulted my family and compromised me and my children, trying to protect each other from their business partners. I thought they would, forgive him 7 times upon infinity, like I told Al Gibson. Yeah, when he told me he ain't going to help you, he's a politician. I said, yeah, he will. Because with me, life's eternal and grace is infinite, and loving you is the right thing to do. Let's close now. Take your paws off me, you damn dirty ape. Wait till they get a load of me. I'm going to run for president and take over Greenland. Why do you want Greenland? The best thing we can do with Greenland is stop pushing people up there aggressively and stop aggressive human behaviors and just leave the polar bears alone. That's the cool thing about, oh, polar bear will do this to you. And the cool thing about that polar bears is they don't migrate south. And the other nice thing about polar bears is you don't have to go up to hang out with them. And they don't drink Coca-Cola. And they don't live in igloos. Right. There's lots of neat things about polar bears you don't know. Why is the grinning bobcat grinning? I don't want to ask him. He's grinning because I think he's like the Cheshire cat saying that somebody, I'm gonna steal something. I'm a cat. I don't grinning bobcat. Do grinning bobcats really grin? I ain't never seen, Smitty used to. Yeah, Smitty would come and harass you with his bad breath, and he had this little grin, and you're like, you are yeah, Natalie loved him. He was one of the funniest cats on the planet. Oh, he was wonderful. The way he got into the house, like Amy said, they're like Morris cats, whatever kind of cats they are. I don't know what they call them. But, is it Tabby or whatever? But she said they're supposed to be real mischievous and fun. And so we went looking for one. And I turned the corner and she goes, we're looking for this. And this cat reaches out and grabs me by the arm. He reaches out and grabs me. And he looks at me like, she's talking about me, man. It's me, Smitty, the cat that she wants to take home to the kids that they will love. He's funny. Yeah. Me. Smitty. He was older. Yeah, he passed away. And I was sad, but I was like, and he got the injury from the raccoon, but he was an older cat. By the time we got him, it was somebody that had him as a military cat, and they got a place where they couldn't have pets, so they had to give him up. Well, I'm sure they hated it. He was really good potty trained. He was mischievous. He was funny. He was hilarious. He had bad crab breath. You can tolerate that. He's funny. Unless they couldn't. How could you not tolerate that cat? He was the coolest. He was one of the coolest cats on the history of the planet. Natalie will tell you. No, Smitty was... he was Smitty cat, man. He was the funniest. No, he was really cool. We didn't change his name. It fit him. He's very Smitty. Smitty Kitty. Yeah, he was the coolest, man. All the cats liked him. Sly liked him. Moy liked him. Pebbles liked him. Everybody liked Smitty. The raccoons didn't like him. Well, no, he didn't like the raccoons. He was the king of the bowl. Don't fuck with my bowl. Nobody fucks with my bowl until after I'm done. But he didn't harass you. Once he ate, you could go ahead. I'm done. Go ahead. But he was first. Yoshi, it was my bowl, and then she terrorized everybody else. No, Smitty was different. It's like, okay, I'm first. You all know that. Ain't nobody gonna try to fuck with me before I get to the bowl first, right? Okay. And then Pebbles was always mad because she was second. She was Smitty's girl, like Amy. Old Amy. I want what did she call him? An alpha female? I don't want an alpha female. No, not at all. Amy wanted to be alpha female because everybody told her she looked like Jennifer Lopez, stuff. I was like, yes, Mrs. Adams. I want to be around people that are humble and kind. We don't have to be protecting. We're living in the Lord's Prayer. We took care of that for you. Just be humble and kind. Okay, that's about it. Yeah. As far as protecting, when you're living the Lord's Prayer and you're not applying physics of the network having to manipulate everybody with money and call it control. Now you're more grown up. Things are going to radically change. Once you eliminate the aspect of control through manipulation, the aspect of control is returned to people that use it to protect themselves from others. Now, you cannot stop people from having children and sexually grooming their own children. They've been doing this for hundreds of thousands of years. It's called tribalism, okay? But the thing about it is people, when you eliminate aspects of control through manipulation, people have the capacity to get away from that manipulation and then go to a place where people can control themselves and they're not manipulated by an Amish paradise. How Sea Org of you? I get it. Oh, trust me, I make people that think they're good mathematicians and scientists go, God damn, I'm dumb as a box of rocks, and I might as well be eating shit and asking people paying. Like the whole thing with the real guests paid for their testimonial. real customer who has a voice that people think, whoa, I like their voice. You don't hear the, Howard, this is my favorite Chick-fil-A sandwich. The way it makes me feel when I eat it. Oh my gosh, I love it, Howard. How come they don't have any Chick-fil-A guests that sound like that? Isn't that kosher enough for the... Is chicken not kosher? I don't know. You'll have to ask all the authorities on historical social convention for money and bullshit like that, you know. Da-da-dum-dum, da-da-dum. I love you guys, all right? Peace out. Stop being stupid and start being humble, selfish, start being humble, selfless, and righteous. Can't do that? I tell you, I'm fixing the technology. Even if it's in the little corner, I'm in the middle of the place where they've threatened to blow up nuclear weapons. This isn't the little corner of the world where nobody... I started at Fort Huachuca, the best Wi-Fi in the world, to threaten everybody with nuclear weapons if we can't kick your ass in the brain with money. I'm not doing it from an anonymous little corner of the world. You guys are just stupid, like Rockefeller said. Okay, guys, love you. Peace.